Michael, who notes that people sometimes say, if I had all the money in the world, in order to discuss what they'd do if they had no financial constraints. Of course, it's natural to then ask, what would happen if you literally had all the world's money?
Man, if I had all the money in the world, I'm going to tell you exactly how I would spend it. First off, there's no point me investing it, so that's out of here. Unless it, like when I die, it goes, then I'll invest it, but if not, it don't matter. I'm going every place that I want to. I'm helping every single person that I choose to help. And I'd probably donate a lot to no, I wouldn't donate any to, what is it called? Like foundations. I wouldn't donate because I would just create my own foundation. Why would I do it to them when I could just create my own? But that's mainly how I would spend it. I would move all of my family together, like, and I would just put us all in the group chat, say, where do we want to live? Like, what state do we want to live? And I would just put us all there. I'd probably get us a big, like, just huge plot of land. And we'll all just have houses right then and there. Nobody has to work. Like, there's no point in you guys working. So we will all just live together. What else did I do? If they want to travel, they could travel. Like, I would just fund everything. Everything that needs to be funded, I would fund it. And if they want to work by themselves, like, you know, have their own money, more power to them. I actually suggest that. But that's how I would spend all of my money. I'd be very, 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 very generous with my money. But then again, I'd probably get knocked off, if you know what I mean, because I would flood the economy. So the economy would just be out of balance, and who would really want that?
I don't know how you would actually gather all the world's money. So let's just assume that you invented some kind of a money summoning magic spell. Most of the world's wealth isn't physical money. It's land and houses, bank accounts, businesses, intellectual property, cryptocurrency, and so on. In theory, you could edit all the property records on Earth to say you own all the stuff, and edit all the banking records.
In case, if you guys don't know, when you guys look up somebody's net worth, that is not how much money they have in the bank. That is, first of all, those numbers might not even be true, but net worth is like you would say, all the assets surrounding that person. It's not, oh, this is how much they have in the bank. That's what I thought when I was younger. I always thought net worth means like how much money they have on them, but that's never the case.
You own all the money, but everyone else would disagree with those records, and they would edit them back or ignore them. Money is an idea, and you can't make the entire world agree with your version of the idea. Getting all the world's cash, on the other hand, is much more straightforward. At any given time, there is a certain amount in the world. Right now it's somewhere north of $10 trillion, and you want it all. It won't necessarily do anything for you, since without the cooperation of the outside world, you probably won't be able to spend it. But maybe you can swim around in it, like Scrooge McDuck in his giant room full of gold. So you cast your magic spell and summon all the money. The pile of cash is taller than the Statue of Liberty and heavier than the Empire State Building. You probably don't want to be standing under it, so let's assume that you're sitting over here, off to the side. The vast majority of the weight in the pile is coins, and the biggest single contributor
I didn't know that we're getting coins. I thought it was just going to be cash. Coins?
There are probably more than 200 billion pennies in circulation for a total weight of over 500,000 tons. Although circulation is maybe overly generous, since most pennies sit around in drawers and jars and are rarely used for actual financial transactions. Canada even recently eliminated the penny completely, and a lot of people barely noticed.
Oh, wow.
In total, US coins and bills are responsible for about 20% of the pile's weight, while the European Union contributes roughly 25%. Unfortunately for you, the pile doesn't stay a pile for long, and what seems like a safe distance isn't so safe. In Boston in 1919, a large molasses storage tank collapsed. Molasses is thick, so you might think it would flow out slowly, but it didn't. The wave of molasses swept down the streets too fast to outrun, demolishing buildings and killing 21 people.
Oh, that's not funny.
Something similar happens with the pile of coins. As it collapses, the pile spreads outward, a wave of money carrying a staggering amount of momentum. The pennies, quarters, loonies, and euros scour the landscape in an expanding ring.
Okay, so he's talking about it literally. I'm talking about it just got dumped into my account.
Wave of coins engulfs you and you die. There are ways to avoid this. You could, say, build a wall to contain the coins and then summon them. Unfortunately, you might now face a problem worse than death: building code violations. Places with large skyscrapers,
man, I got all the money in the world. Who cares about a building code violation?
A search through this giant document of New York City building code suggests that if we went ahead with this plan, we would be in serious danger of violating Section 1806, allowable load-bearing values of soils and rocks. Which makes me wonder, how much did Scrooge McDuck bribe city officials to get his pool built?
I don't even know who that is, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about if it just got into your account. So what would you guys do if it just dropped into your account, not in the literal sense, or even if it is the literal sense, just go somewhere rural and just dump it there. Build around there. Like, who's really checking over there? Like I said, literal sense, what would you guys do? How would you guys spend the money? Hopefully, guys, you guys would do good with it. I might even become Batman also. I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Posting every single day. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.